Alright everyone, let's just get this over with. Here is my reaction to the trailer for Final Fantasy VII Revelation. Not to be confused with Resident Evil, Hellraiser, Assassin's Creed, or indeed the Book of.
Your very own airship. You'll take to the skies and witness our most expansive open world yet. Pick a direction, set sail. But how can you be expected to protect the whole world at once? You'll need to cover ground fast.
Don't worry, these parachutes are top of the line.
Simply pilot the high wind to your destination and take a leap of faith. From the sky above to the ground below. That freedom is in your hands. But no matter your destination, to defeat your enemy, you'll need a fighting chance. At long last, with the world teetering on a blade's edge, everyone assembles at Cloud's side. But a good unit needs more than friendship to save the day. It needs a disciplined combat regiment. The hybrid battle system, established in Remake and refined in Rebirth, is perfected in Revelation, putting even more power in your hands. Activate devastating synergies with your companions. And of course, call on mighty summoned entities that can turn the tide of battle. Vincent is a deft gunslinger, capable of delivering precise, high-yield shots. The result of experimentation in the hands of Shimmer. Vincent can transform into the Galleon beast at the press of a button. Their high-impact synergies disrupt the fight with ferocious results.
The one and only Sid Highwind.
The cantankerous pilot extraordinaire joins the party. Sid's command of his lance allows him to rapidly close the distance for powerful strikes, to bring a whole host of enemies to heel. But to fully control the battlefield, skill with a weapon only gets you so far. To further augment your combat capabilities, try this on for size. Function Integrated Tactical Suitwear, or the FIT system for short, allows you to further customize your playstyle with new uniforms imbued with unique movesets. Alongside your equipment and materia, FITS gives you an extra edge in battle. And to face what's coming, you'll need all the strength you can muster, sensing its fate hanging in the balance.
I know that those are just a few of the many outfits they'll no doubt have in the game, but seriously, if you're trying to sell this game, those are easily some of the weaker designs that the Final Fantasy team has come up with for their characters. Of all the outfits you could have gone with, they don't really scream must buy.
The planet itself has unleashed its last line of defense. Though ancient beasts that are larger than life and capable of untold destruction. As the world is torn apart, we've come to the thrilling conclusion of the Final Fantasy VII saga, and your mission is clear.
These skies belong to me.
Long ago, a shadow fell upon our planet. One man sought dominion through reunion. By his will, a meteor called forth to bring ruin to all.
Forth?
But our planet answered against this celestial threat. Now, hope endures in those who fight.
Long story short, world's in trouble.
Let's give Sephiroth the beating of a lifetime. The sky's the limit.
Save the planet by killing her protectors. Let us put your faith to the test.
Never would have made it this far without you guys. And I won't let you down. I promise.
The promise is fulfilled. The journey ends here.
Well, alright, well, I think it goes without saying that I'm not sold. I mean, anyone who's been following me all this time knows that I've completely bailed on this trilogy. I'm happy for those who love it. As usual, the combat looks great, and sure, the graphics are pretty nice to look at, except for that brightness filter. Like the whole screen has this whitish tint to it that just, it doesn't look very appealing. I'm happy for those who are excited and looking forward to playing it. Don't let me take away from your enjoyment, but it's just not for me. Ever since posting my FF7 remake critique video all those years back, I've realized that this trilogy is practically unsalvageable for me. The problems that I have with the story just cannot be fixed at this point. And if you're wondering what it is that I dislike about the story, well, to summarize my 3-hour critique in only 2 sentences, I hate the new livestream lore. You cannot tell a high-stakes story about saving the planet from destruction if the planet itself is an omnipotent cop-out that can just make up new powers whenever the writer needs it to. That is my problem with the remake trilogy. The heroes have basically no agency. It doesn't feel like they have any control over the fate of the planet, because Sephiroth or JENOVA or the Lifestream, they can do basically anything that the writers need them to without any explanation. And it seems that Aerith can now as well. It's just, I don't care about stopping Sephiroth because everything the heroes do feels second order to a 4-dimensional chess game between JENOVA and Sephiroth versus Aerith and the Lifestream. And it's just like, it's too removed from any actual input from our characters. So, yeah, I'm just not interested.
Wait, say it again? I didn't catch the last
Why
part.
did Sephiroth need Cloud's group to take down the Arbiters of Fate when he could clearly do it himself?
This is the whole problem I have with soft magic. I don't know any of the rules behind how the ghosts operate.
Exactly.
So I can't answer the question. I have no idea. They do whatever they want, and I can't say what.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think speculation is kind of useless right now. There's nothing there to speculate with, really.
Yeah.
After all that, you face Sephiroth one final time alongside Aerith. Which Aerith? Don't ask me, because there's no way of knowing for sure. No one can conclusively tell where Square Enix will take this, whether all this is a product of Cloud's messed up head, some livestream projection of Aerith's soul, or an alternate reality that exists simultaneously. So disregard anyone claiming they have the answers, because this was put together in such a way as to give the writers maximum leverage for whichever direction they want to go in the final game.
I liked the original Final Fantasy VII, where the Lifestream only did 2 things. It was a place from which you could summon monsters and elemental magic, and a place where the souls and memories of all living beings were stored. Yes, the ending did throw an additional wrench into that when it had Aerith saving the world by guiding the Lifestream from beyond the grave, but the reason why that worked is threefold. First of all, the party had already defeated JENOVA and Sephiroth. The main conflict of the story was pretty much resolved. All that was left was for Holy to take effect. Second, Aerith and the Lifestream didn't actually save the day. Rather, what happened is the heroes were slightly too late to stop Sephiroth and cast Holy, and so Aerith and the Lifestream had to intervene to give it an extra push. It did not save the day in and of itself. They just gave Holy an extra boost when it was needed. And that brings me to the third reason why the ending of the original game was okay. The fact that Aerith and the Lifestream were still able to help save the day, even though the heroes were a smidge too late, reinforced the game's themes about never giving up, never losing hope, no matter how much you suffer or no matter how bad the odds are stacked against you. So yes, the Lifestream was a miracle, but it was a little miracle when the characters most needed it, and it served the themes. So for all those reasons, the Lifestream's intervention at the end of the original FF7 was justified. It did not feel like Deus Ex Machina. The heroes had already done most of the hard work anyway. The Lifestream just gave them an extra push at their most desperate hour. But with the remake trilogy, it feels as if the writers decided, well, we got away with using the Lifestream as a cop-out once before, so we can just keep using it as a cop-out again and 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 again until eventually it's just like, what role do the heroes have in the story anymore? The Lifestream does everything, and so does JENOVA and Sephiroth, so I can't root for the heroes or care about stopping Sephiroth, and I really don't think there's any way that the developers can fix this. Whatever explanation they give for how the live stream works, it can't change the fact that the characters have basically no control over the story anymore. So it's just, I've given up. And again, if you love this trilogy and you're looking forward to Revelation, that's perfectly fine, but it's not for me. To this day, I haven't bought Rebirth, and I never will, and thus I probably will never play Revelation either. It's just, I mean, I just said that you can't tell a high-stakes story about saving the world if the planet itself is fucking omnipotent. It seems like the developers themselves have caught on to that criticism, because this trailer puts very little emphasis on the fact that Sephiroth is a threat to the world. He's barely even in the trailers. It seems like the developers have realized that any possibility of them telling a high-stakes story is a lost cause at this point. So maybe that's for the best then, I don't know. Either way, it just reinforces my point. This trilogy is not for me. It's just a road trip, an amusement park where you spend fun time with the characters. And yeah, the combat is great. I wish there was a game that had a combat system just like this that I could enjoy, but they don't have the number one thing that I always look for in storytelling: high stakes conflict. It's just not here. So
we've found out this really simple rule that maybe you guys have all heard before. We can take the beats of your outline, and if the words "and then" belong between those beats, you got something pretty boring. What should happen between every beat that you've written down is either the word "therefore" or "but." You come up with an idea and it's like, this happens, right? And then this happens. No, it should be this happens, and therefore this happens. But this happens, therefore this happens. But then this happens, and that affects this, and that does to that, and that's why you get a show that feels like, okay, this to that, to this to that, but here's the complication to that. And there's so many scripts we read from new writers, and
God, I see movies.
And
you see movies that you're just watching. It's like this happened, and then this happens, and then this happens. That's when you're in a movie, just going, "What the am I watching this movie for?" And just like this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. That's not a movie, you know. That's not a story. Like Trey said, it's those two, but because therefore, that gives you the causation between each beat, and that makes that's a story.
I hate what they did with it, and that execution is so weak. It does make me worried where they're going at, because I swear to God, if in 8 years we get to Cloud and Zack performing a dual Omnislash on a Sephiroth or Sephiroths, fuck this. Like, that's not... Like, this is just fan wank. This is just the series doubling over backwards and sucking its own dick, you know?
Sorry to disappoint you if you were expecting me to do a review of Rebirth and then Revelation and maybe the whole trilogy at some point, but no, I can't bring myself to spend that many hundreds of hours of my life on something that I know just isn't for me. I think it's time for all of us to move on at this point. Speaking of which, if you are like me and you were also disappointed in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, well, I may actually have something of a solution for you. A few weeks ago, I stumbled across a YouTube channel called Re-Edit Studios, or I don't know how to say that. Anyways, Re-Edit Studios, and what he is doing is completely re-editing the cutscenes and some of the gameplay footage from the remake trilogy to make a episodic series. So about 45 minutes per episode, and this series has cut out most of the bullshit that we hate. There's no time travel, no multiverse nonsense. The padding has been cut. There's fewer Sephiroth encounters, so he doesn't suck anymore. I highly recommend that you guys check it out. If you, like me, were disappointed in this trilogy and you wish that you had something to scratch that itch, this might offer you some consolation. If you have doubts at all, here's a snippet of what I'm talking about.
What is that?
JENOVA. Thank goodness. We're back. Again.
Yeah.
Hey! What the hell's going on?
We may find out soon. Wait, I can hear something. The president's office.
Help me, please.
Not bad, huh? Seriously, I highly recommend that you go subscribe to this guy's channel. This is the most emotionally invested I have ever felt in the re-trilogy for ever since before I beat Remake back in 2020, to be honest. When I got to Chapter 18 of Remake, all my love and investment in FF7's world and characters pretty much died instantly right there. So this is the first time in over 6 years that I felt any kind of emotional investment in the re-trilogy's narrative. So if you're at all like me, maybe give this series a go. I guarantee that you'll at least enjoy parts of it. God bless you, Re-Edit Studios. You're doing the Lord's work. Well, I guess that wraps it up here then. You guys take care, and I'm gonna calm my nerves now. Finally, I feel like my mind is at peace. God bless to all of you.
Время расставит на места все, что разбилось на куски. Легче уйти, перешагнуть. Время всегда сотрет следы. Многому жизни учит боль. Нужно ли нам все это знать? Время залечит раны, но не повернуть его нам вспять. Только не любив, можно отпустить. Только видя смерть.